a Violet artist just subscribed.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Oh my shoot, that's Mumchi High! I just realized! Hi Mumchi! Hi. Thanks, Mumchi.
Alright. Showtime. So, alright, give me a hot minute. I got a couple more things and then I'm good. And boom. Okay. Bam. Bam. Minecraft, please load. Thank you. So. Alright, so nothing's gonna really happen yet. I just figured... Oh, is she leaving? Oh, okay, thanks for stopping in, Mumchi. Bye. Thank you. Alright. Also, hi, Toby. Hi, everybody. So, nothing's really going on right now. Right now, I'm just... At the moment, I think I'm actually just gonna be like... Okay, so if you look at my house, right? I got a spicy house going on. Exterior looks fine. But there's literally nothing on the inside. So... So, except for carpet and then a chest. But outside of that, I need more stuff. Also, there's stuffed animals and is there a zombie? I don't like the green boys. Can we not? Can we not? Where is he? Where is he? Where he at though? Oh, he dead. Okay, that is spicy. But basically, so I thought the creeper was real. Oh my god. You're fine. But no, those are supposed to look like stuffed animals, and I think somebody just randomly put those there. I might keep them. I do not know. However, at the moment, there's literally nothing in my house. So, I'm just gonna be gathering wood until I think we should be good to... And my battery's low. That is fine. Anyway, so I'm just gonna be gathering wood until we think... Actually, I don't think most of y'all know what the map looks like. Okay. I'm gonna mine down this tree and then I'm actually gonna show you guys around. Give me a hot minute. Okay, is there a sapling first? Because I want to replace the sapling. Ooh, I got an apple. Lovely. I like it, apples. Big bounce. Yes, big bounce. You bounce so big. So where to... Okay, can I please get a sapling? Otherwise, this will be very awkward. Thank you. Where was the original... It's fine. So, okay. Just in case I lose it, okay. I'm gonna pop, like, the... I'm gonna pop this in the chest, and then I'm actually gonna show you guys around the little town, because, like, I don't think most of y'all know what's in there. What's in the town. So I'm just going to show you guys around a little bit. So, let's see. So obviously, this is my little house that I built. Obviously, primarily wood and cobblestone. I think, though, that's like the superior type of palette. That is big bounce, yes. I'm glad I started this trend of chat, bouncy. Anyway, but there's this stable. I didn't know there was a horse in there, but there's a stable that I also built. And then we also have... Well, I mean, there's a bunch of pretty flowers. But look, there's a castle over there. Okay, my battery's very low, so my laptop's going to die in like 2 seconds if I don't freaking charge it. Thank you. Is it back? Or nah? Please tell me that it is back. Please tell me we have returned. Because if we didn't return, I will cry. Did we return? Okay. That was a major scuff, but it's fine. Everything is fine. Now it's gotta load again. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. At least we're back, but yes, fun fact, I did get a Minecraft bee plush, and a creeper one, actually. And obviously, the creeper is rightfully named Sam, and the bee is just a biblically accurate Herbert, so I'm calling it Biblically Accurate Herbert. Yes, we're grand, thank you. There is noise, is there noise, or is that up for everybody? Okay. Okay. At least, okay, we have noise. We have noise, I assume. Your laptop wants to get light! Guys, we already got our first canon death, and it's from Larry the laptop. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of what's going on. So, I forget whose house that is. That might be like Reese or somebody. I have no idea, but I forget whose house that is. But that's somebody else's house. Somebody else. There is yet another residency. There's also a little marketplace over here. I don't know where anybody else's house is. Not gonna lie. But we have a little marketplace over here, and there's we have a wall because apparently there's two sides. We have Westopia, and then Fishtopolis. And basically, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think there's a bit of conflict between the two sides. And I don't see anybody else's houses because, like, can we not lag today, please? Thank you. Can we? Okay, thank you. Anyway, but actually, I'm gonna go into the castle. Should I go into the castle? Okay? What does this say actually? Can remove the torches. I thought. Oh, there's the mobs. What? Okay, redstone torches. They're probably talking about the redstone torches. Let's go up the little red towers. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is like a lot more vacant than I expected, actually. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Anyway, so that's okay, there's a brief tour of the Red Castle. From Westopia. I forget the names of like the countries, so I have to like think for a minute as to what's going on. Actually, since nobody's watching, I'm actually gonna sneak over to the other side. Y'all better not be snitches, chat. Y'all better not be snitches. Hi, Skylar. How are you? Y'all better not be snitches because I'm not supposed to be on this other side. What is that? Anyway, I'm not supposed to be on this other side. Y'all better not snitch. Or I can and will just leave. Yo, this is all news to me. I haven't logged in yet. Oh, sorry, John. I'm sorry. Okay. And oh, it's still, is it? Wait, is this even finished? It's not, I don't think it's finished. Ooh. Got a little... What is that? Howdy. Hello? That's just the greeting block, I assume. But anyway. Oh, there's a chicken. Hello, chicken. How are you? Nice to meet you. And okay. That is spicy. Ooh, there's a cat! Does the cat have a name? It's a cat. Okay. I'm gonna go up the tower. Like, I think it's a tower? Yeah, it's tall tower. Gotta love it. Tall tower pog. I have 3 seeds. Yeah. Steal it. We aren't snitches. Yes. Y'all better not snitch. No, super helpful. Steal it. Steal what? Steal the cat? Steal the chicken?
Hello?
Who the frick are you?
Who are you?
I asked you the question first. No, you answer.
Okay. My name's Ver. Who are you?
Player. Can you stop
Okay.
circling?
Can you stop
Stay
running
on
at
the
me with
other
a
side.
knife?
Stay on the other side. Okay?
I'm trying to stay on the other side because I don't enjoy being stabbed very much. It's happened before, and I'd prefer it not to happen again.
It's happened. Okay.
We good?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. Hello. My name's Fur. I'm new, I guess, around here. New to this reality.
What?
Nice to meet you, player. Um,
Pleasure's mine.
what are you doing here? I mean, I thought it was just Kato and I.
You what?
I thought Kato and I were the only ones around here. I haven't seen anyone else.
Clearly not. Clearly that's not the case.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you'd like to talk more, we could go to my cave. It's pretty cozy.
Okay, but what do you mean reality though?
Oh, it's my job. I can tell you more about it on the way.
Okay. Oh
You gotta hold shift.
Hmm.
Let's just.
Yeah, I tend to
did the wrong
disappear
command.
sometimes. What did you
I did the wrong command. Just give me a moment. Let's just casually ignore that. I was trying to teleport you to me because I was in the right spot. It did not work.
You gotta
Let's just.
not even 2 minutes.
Okay, let's not talk about that. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
I tend to disappear sometimes. It's fine. Do you want wheat seeds as compensation?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I can tell you more about my job while we're on our way. We just have to go through the forest.
What do you mean job though?
Well, to be a bit more clear, I'm from a different reality.
Yeah, we established
My
that.
job, yeah, my job is I'm a reality explorer. I work for a company, and the company they explore different realities, and they deem them either to be safe for the public or not. It's like
The
tourism.
public?
Yes, just people, like kind of like me.
Okay.
And they allow people from different realities to kind of just connect with each other. And it's wildly different from this reality. This reality is not very advanced compared to mine. No offense to you. I mean, we've had more time to be existing than most other realities.
So,
but
how
the main
long
it's hard to record time when you weren't there for the start of it.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, that's my job. I'm the reality explorer, and I came to this reality, and I just haven't left yet, I guess. I guess that's a good way of wording it.
Why haven't you?
There was apparently a reason that this reality wasn't supposed to be transported to.
And what reason is that?
This reality isn't really compatible with my kind of species.
Compatible.
See, you as humans, this is going to be kind of a long explanation, so get comfortable. But yes, this is my house. This is the kitchen.
Lovely.
But
Flowers.
please don't dig around in anything. That's my only request.
Okay. I won't.
But the difference between your species and mine, we're built for more endurance. No, you're built for more endurance. You don't need a lot of energy to survive. You can keep going for a long time, and that's what made you the superior species on this planet. My species, we adapt to any sort of situation. Like, for example, if we go into new kind of environment where it's really cold, then we could maybe grow fur, thicker skin, and it just only takes like a few days to a few weeks. Kind of like, I think you guys would call it like shapeshifting or polymorph.
Wait, you can shapeshift?
Yeah, kind of.
So, okay, do you have any idea? Okay, that has so much potential, though, if you think about it. Like, you can completely like change your form to like whatever you need to do. So if you like wanted to, you could like grow wings or something, or like I don't know. Could you be able to run faster? I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's one thing I can do.
Ooh.
Sort of. I don't have a lot of control over, how we shapeshift. It's all sort of a natural instinct kind of thing. So, for example, if I feel like I'm gonna get into combat, like what happened earlier, my fingertips will get harder and like grow sort of shield around it, and I'll get claws. Or like if I need to be able to digest more things, or like if I'm getting hungry, then my jaw will become thicker and more formidable. Um, and
Oh.
so it just happens to whatever kind of environment or situation I'm in, so I don't have a lot of control over it. But yeah, I guess eventually if I was in really specific situations or like different environments, then yeah, I'd be able to shapeshift under my control.
Wait, under your control. So wait, is that why you wear the mask?
Um, what do you mean?
I mean, you shapeshift whenever you're placed in a new environment, right? And
Yes.
you can't control it unless like the circumstances allow for you to.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't look different from when I like met you, like even like when you were tense and whatnot, but you obviously like since your reality, like you said, was like a lot more advanced, so it's like really different over there. So is the mask supposed to help control it? Cause
No, it just stops it. That's why I have the mask. Would you like some food? You guys are based around endurance, so I hit a lot more.
Sure, I'll take some.
Okay, there you go. Kato was able to hook me up with a lot of really good food, which is been very nice of him. Would you like to see the rest of my house?
All right. What, do I go first?
All right. Here, I guess I'll lead the way. Yeah, I do have a sort of hobby of like collecting plants and stuff. It's very fun. This is the pit to the mine. I don't go down there very often. It's kind of dangerous.
Okay, then I will.
I have farms over here in case I ever run out of food. Um, these guys, they just don't leave. I kind of just found them here and they won't leave, so yeah, I just kind of put them here and yeah.
You just kind of hide in the corner.
Yeah, I don't really know what they are, but they seem nice. Yeah. I don't understand why less people don't have them. They're fast, they're rideable, they're tameable. They eat plants, they can ride for a really long time, and they have teeth sharp enough to bite through a human finger easily. And you guys just kind of ride them around and make them do tricks. I don't understand.
Well, that is
your reality. You guys are very odd, to say the least.
okay. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's another one of the reasons why this reality isn't covered. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to my base. But yeah, it's odd, but it's home.
Why is this here?
Someone gave it to me, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I didn't know where I'd put it. Also, I don't feel like touching it. It looks very ominous.
That's kind of why I asked about it.
Yeah. If you wanted like some cool story behind it, I don't have one. So,
Okay.
yeah. There's not really.
It's more concern than curiosity, if anything.
Yeah. People just kind of give me things. I kind of asked people, so like, hey, what kind of stuff can you give me so that I can learn more about this reality? And yeah, I've gotten a lot of stuff. So like, these flower seeds which I planted, and they're very nice.
They are
Make
very
the
nice. I agree.
yeah. Someone gave this like moss or lichen or something, and it's been growing everywhere. I can't get rid of it, but it looks nice. So
It does. I mean,
yeah.
well, in that case, like the seeds that I gave you earlier, does that help at all? Does it like
Yeah, I could plant these somewhere. That'd be very nice.
possibly allow you to learn more about the agricultural side of things?
Yeah. But
Hmm.
yeah, and the main point, yeah, it's a nice place to call home, even in this wildly different place.
It
So yeah,
does seem very
what
homey.
about you? Where do you live?
Um, on the other side of the glass.
Oh, the border. Yeah,
Yeah. I
I don't understand why they're still there. Like, there's not really any point in having the nations be separated. Wouldn't they be more powerful and more useful together?
yeah. No,
And,
I don't quite understand what's going on myself. But
yeah,
you do bring up a good point. Hmm.
I don't know. Do you know who built the castles?
I do not actually.
Yeah, no one's been able to tell me. It's kind of bothering me. Because not a lot of realities actually make buildings, they just kind of live where they want.
Mm.
I wanted to learn more about buildings and, like, especially castles, but there's no
There's
one here.
no one offering any history behind it.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
It's like every something happened in this reality, and I don't know what, but somehow it just everyone's just kind of disappeared. Like the air's toxic now, which isn't great.
Toxic to you.
Yeah, that's why I wear the mask.
Another reason.
Normally, no,
I
careful.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, all right.
Just a sprained ankle. I can walk it off.
That's the exact opposite thing you should do, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I would offer to help you out with it, but I don't really know much about, humans or anything.
Nah, I believe you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I mean, you're good at adapting. pretty sure it'll
yeah,
pretty sure it'll come to you at some point.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't quite get what's going on here either, so
yeah.
I
I'm
can't
just
really help you with
dying
it.
to know.
You what?
I'm just dying to know what happened. Like, why is there no people? Why isn't there? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't really know where anybody else is, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
normally, from what I've read, at least during training, castles usually meant that there's some sort of big person in control. Like
a monarch.
one person that the people, yeah, decided should make the decisions. I don't understand why, but
Well, what you're describing is more like a dictatorship. A monarchy is what I would assume is going on because that's what castles are for. Castles are for more monarchy based governments, which basically means that, yeah, typically it's like one or two people that are like at the head of the structure, and then there's like a bunch of levels. So I assume that what's going on is it's like a hierarchy based kind of government. So you would have like your royals, so like king, queen, and then, princes, princesses, and whatnot. And then you have, like, nobility, which are kind of like the rich people in the society. And then outside of that, you just got the normal civilians.
I never really understood how or why that worked, but you know, maybe it doesn't considering everyone's gone.
I mean, I don't really know where... How do you even get to this house? Anyway, I don't know whose house this is, but this is someone's.
Is it abandoned, maybe? Maybe like the castle?
I'm just gonna sneak in anyway. We're just gonna ignore that. Ooh. Kinda homey.
I like this. Oh, what's this floor made out of?
I am not quite sure, but I
It
do not
sounds
like
weird.
the creaking. The floor creaks.
It's
They
kinda
probably
crunchy.
need to, like... I mean, I think
There's something like
the floorboards are a bit creaky. They might need to, like, adjust, like, the nails in the floorboards.
yeah.
Because that's kind of what happens. When the nails get loose, it starts making squeaking noises, so it just, the floors start to creak. And it's just a really inconvenient thing. But yeah, fun fact, I actually do have a horse.
Oh, good for you. Hello.
Yeah. I have, like, a stable. If like, other people that need to store their horses somewhere, that probably... They could probably use it. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
could I don't know.
this is it.
I have tried to use the horses, but they're intimidating. Can I come in?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
There we are.
Sometimes you have to be really specific about it.
Oh,
I
no,
have had I've had more than one incident where I just say, "Can I come in?" And they just let me in and then they try and kill me. It's not great.
Are you good?
Yeah,
Right. Honestly,
that's usually if I just have the shield on me.
yeah, no, I don't not really have that many things in here. It's just
That's fair.
I have a carpet. It's
And
red. I like
I could
red.
help you decorate it sometime. I do have some plants to spare.
You what?
I could help you decorate it sometime. I do have like plants and stuff to spare.
Oh. That would be helpful. Actually, no, before I ran into you, we could I was just gathering, like, wood to hopefully be able to make more things. I don't know, more storage units. Or how do I not have a
Yeah,
crafting table? I need a crafting table.
I can help you out with that. Kano taught me how to make one of those.
Okay, you keep mentioning this. Who's that? Who's Kato?
They're my neighbor. They live nearby. They don't really like talking to people in most cases, but I guess
Okay,
I'm an
that's
exception.
fair. That's fair.
He's kind of shy. He probably has a past, but he won't really talk to people about it. I don't know. A lot of people are like that.
Yeah, no. I don't really see that many people around here. I've been on here, like, for like a good couple of times. There's also llamas over here. And a wandering trader. So there's that person. What is he doing? I have no idea. Can I see him? No, but he's there. Oh
There
my
he
gosh,
is.
the prices suck. The prices suck.
I don't even know what kind of payment he needs.
They're emeralds. They're like a certain type of gemstone that you can find. They're quite rare, but he wants a lot for rather common items.
What do you use emeralds for?
Well, typically, like, villagers or wandering traders such as him, they typically don't come invisible. It's only because it's nighttime and it's more dangerous in the night, but That's
Yeah.
why he's visible. Defense mechanism, but
Yeah,
it
that
won't
makes
work.
sense. I just don't understand
there it
why
goes.
they, use emeralds as just a representation of value, because they don't seem to have any actual use.
They are a sort of representation of value. And I also want the leads, so, drop them.
I'm gonna collect some of these saplings. There we go. I like planting trees. I got you some wood and an apple.
Oh, thank you. I actually have another apple. Do you want this?
Sure.
Also, I have a pebble. Woo.
Oh, that's cool. Neat.
Yeah. That pebble's all yours.
Yeah. Fine. Anyways, it's sometimes just really fun to see just how everyone thinks everything's normal. You know? Like, trees, for example, they're not as common as you would think to be like other realities.
They're not common?
Nope.
Why is that?
The idea of an organism that doesn't have a mind that grows over the entire planet, however, is not sentient, and also leeches power from the stars themselves to make material that people build like houses out of and then live inside of. It's pretty bizarre.
Okay, when you put it in another language, that kind of... they're just... it's
Yeah.
just a resource, really. And no, they do actually... They technically are living, breathing things. They do have minds of their own, but they're not really conscious of it.
Yeah.
They
I
can
did go to one
communicate to
reality.
each other, but...
I did go to one reality where they recognized trees and decided they were gods. And it made perfect sense too, because like trees covered the entire planet and they were one communicating system. They still didn't have a mind, they weren't sentient, but
I mean...
they just kind of went with it. To be honest, that was one of the best planets I've gone to in that reality.
That... trees... I mean...
I mean, as
they're
far
not
as
really
these trees
gods.
could be these trees could be sentient and may just not have a form of communication on our level.
Oh no, they do. Well, not on our level, but they do have a form of communication between each other.
That's true.
They do.
I guess all you really need is communication with your own species, and then you're good to go.
It's
Except
almost
for like the species that just operate on their own.
it's almost magical how plants in general function. Because I mean, like the way that you described it obviously makes it sound, bizarre and like a really uncommon thing to be even in existence. However, it's clearly it's very common, but like the fact that they like thank you. Thank you so much. The fact that they can still like communicate between one another, only we can't understand it, but they still have minds of their own, is just. I believe they do something like in terms of like some sort of waves. Like I don't think it's like sound waves, but it's like some sort of
Maybe electricity?
Possibly.
That'd be convenient. It's a lot faster than most things. It is. I am very lucky though that this reality they do communicate. Like humans communicate through sound.
Yes. That it makes things a lot more simple, really.
Yeah.
Who knows, there might be more ways to communicate.
Oh, there's so many more.
No, I mean like I mean like we might develop more ways to communicate like using sound and other pieces of technology to our advantage in this reality.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes more sense.
That's what I'm assuming.
Like, I've never considered, but, like, sound is weird. You break things and then humans just hear the vibrations from it easily, audibly, and then are able to tell exactly where and how far away that thing is, and, like, even what that thing is.
Actually, it's our
Doesn't
sense
that
of
make any
smell that we can recall the most accurately.
That's true, but it's still the one you use the least for some reason.
There are times where it does come in handy. There really are.
I, for one, I don't have a sense of smell. I
You
don't
don't?
know. I don't understand it very much, but it takes little, from what I know, it takes little, everything just kind of leaches itself into the air a bit.
Wait, so that's
Just,
does that mean you can't taste?
no, there's not really a reason to need to. I just have a digestive system that can just handle anything that, you know,
That
should be
is
edible enough.
that is sad. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's all kinds of
well,
different flavors in
I'm
food. And...
it's true that I'm missing out on things, but at the same time, like, I can eat almost anything. Like, if I was hungry, I could just eat this dirt. It would taste the same as just eating this steak.
That... Do you just eat based off of texture?
Yeah, and, well, how much nutrients it has. Like, it's better for me to eat the steak than it is for me to eat this dirt, but if I was hungry and didn't have any other food, I could just eat the dirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of concerning. Do you... But, like... You still need to get, like, certain types of nutrients, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I just don't need as much of it. See, you guys, you can just keep going. You guys don't need a lot of fuel, you just need a specific kind of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need a lot of any kind of fuel.
All
Which
right.
also means it would be fairly healthy for me to just survive off grass if I wanted to. Not the most appetizing, but hey, a lot of the animals on this planet do it.
Not very sanitary
Not,
either.
that's not sanitary, but when you can digest anything, it's fine. Doesn't taste dirty or anything.
I don't understand how you can digest everything. What's your
Well,
stomach acid made out of?
um,
What's your stomach acid made out of?
something a lot more corrosive than whatever you guys have. I go,
I
guess.
can tell. It's kind of concerning.
Yeah. We use a combination. You guys use kind of a combination of like acid and like heat. We use just like a combination of acid and extreme heat.
Oh, does that mean you have like a lot of body temperature then?
Yeah, but we can regulate it.
Oh,
It just makes it really hard for us to like, get overheated or get too cold.
that's lucky.
Mm.
Yeah, grass would be a bit dirty, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I guess it
A
doesn't really matter what I
micro-
eat because it usually just gets like burned and dissolved in the end, and it doesn't taste bad or anything.
Hmm. That was a pun back there, by the way.
What?
You know what a pun is?
No?
A pun is like a play on words. It's a joke within the very language that you're speaking.
You guys have jokes? Oh, that is awesome.
You guys have jokes. I'm sorry.
We do have jokes, just not a lot of other realities do. They don't consider it to be efficient.
Oh, well, I
Weird.
mean, it's like it's more for like I mean, you gotta have like some sort of entertainment amongst yourselves, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what kind of jokes and humor is meant for.
Yeah. But I don't know. Humans are just somehow so effective but like in all the wrong ways, but it works so well. I don't understand.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It doesn't like
Thank you.
I don't know.
I mean, that pun specifically was like a play on words with like dirt and dirty, so that grass
Yeah,
would be very
grass,
dirty.
grass and dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So, you want to know another thing that is purely unique to this reality?
yes,
Music. I've never, before I came to this reality, I had never heard music before.
you haven't.
No. Because sound, like using, vocals to communicate, that's already a pretty unique and not super common concept. But, like, the fact that you are able to make a certain kind of sound that, like, makes a certain chemical in your head that, induces emotion, that's such a wild and creative and just amazing concept,
Well, like if you think about it, it could be another communication form.
Yeah, they're using communication to trigger a certain chemical in your brain that you enjoy, and then
Or don't
they,
enjoy.
yeah, that's true. But usually, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. You use sound waves to your advantage to communicate a certain emotion.
but the idea of using certain vibrations from objects and then somehow finding a way to record those certain vibrations and then to specialize those vibrations in a certain way that triggers chemicals in your brain, and then that's just like a daily occurrence for you guys.
Well, yeah. As is sound.
Yeah, but there's people, at least from what I've heard, that have like specialized jobs that they genuinely enjoy making these certain types of vibrations.
Yeah, musicians.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of musicians and other artists of some sort, maybe poets or whatever in certain stories, like legends or mythologies.
See, but that's what I mean by, humans being somehow extremely effective and wildly inefficient at the same time.
I don't okay. Do you mind explaining like the inefficient part?
You
Because I think
guys
I get
are
the general
able,
idea, but
yeah, you guys are able to create all these fantastic things that make things just so incredibly efficient and work really well. And then you use them to do the weirdest and least useful things we've ever seen. But it works really well because it gives you such an advantage.
I have no argument.
That's because I'm right.
I'm not. I didn't say you were. I'm
I know,
surprised.
I know. It's just fun to talk about, you know, when you go to all these different realities and you meet all these different kind of species and see all the different races that planets work.
I mean,
It's
but
really
there's
fun to see them have to come to terms with the fact of how bad they were, despite it being like their biggest accomplishment, but at the same time, how cool and unique they are and why they're better than other people. That's very confusing.
Yeah. I
Hello?
agree. It is. Hello, who?
I don't know.
Oh, the bat.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Or murciélago. There's different types of languages too.
How many? Wait. How many languages does your planet have?
Um, I don't know.
I mean, there's gotta be. The planet's not even that big. How many? How many could there be?
Well, it's
About,
based on your region. Some people even create their own languages amongst each other. They might create like entirely different grammatical structures. They might create different alphabet based on the alphabet of a language that they already specialize in, or they just I don't know. They can create fictional languages, but it's not really fictional because it's already brought into reality. So, like,
I've been here for about 7 months. I learned about Earth time, so that helps. I've been
that
here for about
does.
7 months, and I've met 3 people in total, you being the third. 3 if you count me, too.
How do you...
So I guess 2 people? And you have enough languages that even neither of you guys know how many there is. There's just such a large amount that you can't even keep track.
Yeah, that's
There's
kind of
not
how it
even
works.
like you guys could possibly have like 100 languages each person, and you just wouldn't know because of how many there are.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's different, like... there's, like, languages in terms of, like, which region can
Oh,
understand you, like, that in itself is
it's a
a whole
lot
different
bigger.
type of language, because we can both speak English, but at the same time, there's, like, slang for each different types of... Oh, that is a large tree. But at the same time, there's, like, different variations of the language itself, too, so that could be a whole other language in itself because of like the different types of slang or accents, like the way that people pronounce things, even though they're speaking in the same language.
I mean, how many could there be? There's not very many of you guys, right?
There's countless.
I mean, but okay, you know what? That's fair. Sometimes it's better just not to question things.
Yeah, sometimes it is better.
I mean,
At least for less. Oh, are you good?
sorry. Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
I don't take falls very much.
Oh, that's nice.
I can just absorb impact. I mean, obviously it's working because it hasn't died out.
What hasn't died out?
I mean, all the different languages. You still know about them. They're still there. They haven't been forgotten, so they must be effective in some sort of way, right?
Yeah. But like, if you really think about it, like that, there's like countless ways to talk. You can talk in a formal manner, and you can talk in an informal manner. You can speak in a different accent, or you can just speak in with different slang or whatever. Like there's even like different types of slang when you're talking about certain career fields. Because within the career field, there's certain terminologies that people use to understand each other better, but outsiders would not be able to understand. So, in a way, they have their own language because they're trying to understand each other better and more efficiently. Because
Makes
you can't
sense.
explain every time that. You can't explain like a certain thing every time you talk about something. So, what's an example?
Luckily, English actually is the universal language, so I can understand most of this.
That's fair. Yeah.
Usually, when you guys say like English is the universal language, you mean around the world. That's not the universe, but
Yeah.
you know, luckily,
I didn't
just
even
checks out.
I didn't even process that we say universal when we're talking about worldwide.
I don't. Why?
It's
Why?
used so casually. Come to think of it.
But it's not the universal. It's worldwide. You guys already have a word for everything. You just don't use it.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, music isn't a universal language.
That's the fair point.
So I've had the argument that before that somebody said that music is one of the universal languages, but apparently not, considering other realities literally don't have music.
Yeah.
So I was right. Oh my gosh.
It's nice to finally realize you won an argument.
Yes.
Even if it took a while.
It did. It was a good couple months ago, but I won the argument. That's all that matters. I like winning.
Yeah. Winning is great.
I.
I got some more wood for you.
Oh my gosh, that is a lot.
Yeah, the tree had a lot.
All right, I have 2 stacks and 14 of oak logs. I think we should be fine.
Alright.
Also, the llamas. The owner ran off.
Alright. I mean, free llamas.
Free llamas, I
Hello.
suppose. Do you want a llama?
I mean,
Did you follow
sure.
me upstairs? No, you
I mean,
didn't.
I don't really have anywhere to put it other than the corner, and I don't know how happy I'd be there.
Okay, that's fair. Llamas spit on you.
What?
Oh, whenever they're agitated, they spit at you. No, they're fine right now.
Did they have like acidic spit or something?
No, it's just gross. It's just an inconvenience, really.
But it's not even effective. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
Is it a way they like defend themselves? Is it
It's a
threatening
sort
in
of
any sort of way?
self-defense because some types of creatures tend to avoid projectiles.
Does it work?
I mean, if you were just a random creature that it was agitated by, then you'd be pretty surprised if it just spat on you, wouldn't it? Not to mention
that's a fair point.
their spit is very thick. So,
That's gross.
yeah. But we get by.
Do you have spit?
Yes. What, you don't?
No?
Is your mouth just dry all the time?
Yeah? Your mouth's just wet all the time?
Yeah, it feels weird when it's dry.
Feels weird to be wet. There's no reason for. Well, there is a reason. It's just not a very good one.
Well, actually,
Okay,
no, the reason
can
that
you
we...
can you explain why you have spit? Does that?
Of course I can. I was about to get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead. Then.
the reason that we do have spit is to, whenever we put food in our mouths, the spit actually, mostly it's water, so it's mostly just so that way it's moist, but within the water carries a bunch of enzymes, and these enzymes help break down sugars, which is typically what most of the foods are composed of, and so it's like, it makes it easier for the stomach to be able to process it once it's broken down a little bit. It's Well, basically, that's where the digestive process starts, because it's already being broken down once it enters your mouth.
But why isn't it just in your stomach?
To make it easier, I suppose, because, I mean, if it was... Even the digestive system burns calories. You don't even realize it, but you're burning calories as we speak, and I mean...
Oh, I'm burning just an alarming amount of calories.
Oh. Well, I mean...
Just constantly. I've been eating a lot while we've been talking. I'm just very fast with it.
I have not noticed.
Yeah. Well, if I'm used to it, so I'm fast at it.
Okay, that's fair. But no, it helps, it just helps us, I assume, just to be more efficient. Because our bodies, like most of us, they want efficiency. Our bodies do. And
Yeah.
in order to be efficient, you gotta be quick with your processes, so that you can, use, the amount of resources that you need and not the amount of resources that you want. So,
See, it would make sense for your digestive system to be longer and, not all in one go, so that you could have the energy for longer, and you wouldn't have to eat as often, and you would be able to, more efficiently just digest your food.
actually, there is
And
a
it
way to
makes
store it.
sense. I mean, and it makes sense for me to have a less complicated one and one that just gets all in one go, because I just burn through the energy so fast that I just need to be able to digest quickly, get the energy, and go.
So, whenever you
So
get
I'm kind
hungry,
of
you tend to need to eat a lot, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just have an incredible amount of snacks on me at all times. and I would be considered dumb not to.
No, I don't blame you. Considering how things work. Yeah, I don't blame you. So if you're carrying around snacks, that's fine.
Yeah.
Talking of which, are you running low on food?
Nope, I still have a lot to go.
Alright. Glad to
It
hear.
will be a very rare day for you to ever see me low or out of food, and on that day it will be an emergency.
Alright. Noted.
See,
Well,
if
this
you
is
ran out
good.
of food, you'd be fine for like another day or so. You'd still be able to run on just fairly decent efficiency.
Well, good couple days, actually. It's water that we need.
Yeah. You guys, I, I've heard about this. I don't know if it's true. It's very unsettling, but I've heard that you guys can like survive just off your own body, just for several days.
We can.
See, if I ran out of food and I didn't have anything to eat, like I was just like in a stone room, no doors, I'd probably survive at most a full day. I
A
would
full
be
day.
it'd be miraculous for me to survive more.
That is concerning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was going to get into it, but like we do have a way to store extra sugars, because that's basically where our energy is derived from, sugars. And
Yeah.
if we don't use them after eating, then it gets stored in our body as fat, and whenever we don't have food around for a prolonged amount of time, our body uses up that fat as the backup fuel source, if you will.
Yeah.
And so that's how we can thrive off our own bodies.
So you intake fuel, you turn that fuel into your own body, and then if you start running out of fuel, you use your own body as a fuel source.
Well, yeah.
Have I got that right?
Yeah.
And that's not concerning that you harvest yourself away if you don't have fuel intake?
Well, when you put it like that, that's really concerning. But like,
Yeah.
that's basically how it goes when you start to. That is a
ominous.
lot to take in when you put it like that.
Yeah. This is why I love having these kind of conversations.
Just for sudden awakenings and just to watch people get concerned and
See,
just like.
when you've seen the majority of the sides of the conversation, it's really fun to just see people just realize it's like, huh, that's kind of an awful idea, but it's like perfectly normal and seemed like a fantastic idea at the time.
That's how a lot of things work. Once it happens enough, it's just normal.
Yeah.
And then it's nobody questions it. I kind of hate that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not one to
I
question
guess,
everything.
okay, it works. Once again, going back to why humans are so weird. It's so weird and concerning, but it works really well.
It does. And I mean, that's all we need, though. Is we just need a way to make it work, and once it works, we call it good. Or at least I'm a simple person like that.
You need to keep seeing if there's better ideas before you just kind of evolve to have that be the permanent thing.
Well, here's the thing. We've been around for a good couple centuries, at least. So...
Yeah.
How long has the human race been around for? We do
Don't
not
ask me,
have
I
a
don't
good
know.
sense of documentation here. You gotta change
Yeah.
that. Gotta document stuff more.
It's always just so fun to see just how ineffective but yet effective it is.
What is?
Just everything. Everything you guys do. There's absolutely not the slightest reason why it should work, and yet here we are.
I don't know if that's a
And it's
compliment or
working.
not.
Take it as you will then.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's much of a compliment or an insult, just a statement of fact.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know, I've asked you a lot about, like, being human. Do you have any questions about, like, me?
Many, but I don't know where to start. That, and I don't... I don't typically like asking questions. I mean...
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean that in the sense of, like, it might cause complications for whatever you're trying to do.
What do you mean?
Well, whenever you stop and ask something, you can't get to what you're trying to do as quickly, because you're stopping and asking all these things, and once you ask something, you want to know the answer to it, rightfully so. And then it's just a whole cycle of, like, maybe once you figure out that answer, you have another question, and once that question goes unanswered, you continue finding that other answer, and then you just never get to the point. You never get to what you're trying to do in the first place.
But you don't even get the basic and most simple answers if you don't ask any questions.
Well, so most
You
of the
don't even-
questions I ask are complicated, which is why I tend to not.
I'm gonna...
See, if it's simplistic answers and it doesn't lead to chain reactions like the ones that I just described, then yeah, those are fine, because it doesn't take much time. Time is of the essence.
Well, time's not really there to be anything but spent. And, well, there's an infinite amount of it, even if you're not there for all of it.
It's a good point.
It'd be really concerning if you were there for all of it.
You what?
It would be really concerning if you were there for all of it, because that would mean that you didn't age and were immune to the powers of time. I've met one person like that, and they almost killed me. It was not fun.
I reckon they weren't very mentally stable then.
No, they were perfectly mentally stable. They just had completely different moralities.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I think the scariest part about it wasn't that they were, like, you know, insane or anything. It was the fact that they were perfectly sane and logical and smart and operational, and they had the full intention to end my existence as I know it. It was, yeah, it wasn't the greatest.
Who was that?
I guess in your terms, it's pretty much just like a god. They made their own reality, and then decided, you know what, I want to stay with this reality. I don't want to move on. And most people who make realities, they just make one and then abandon it, like this one.
Who made that?
Not that one. They decided to stick with it, and then they watch their reality slowly decay. And then, yeah, they were still sane, they just lost all sense of what things should be like. And then I traveled there to see if it could become a tourism place.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I guess it's better
you figured
that
that
it was
out already, but like,
Yeah, I learned my lesson very quickly.
Yeah.
And never forgot it.
Yeah. We're just gonna nod.
Yeah. Not a lot of people, not a lot of people, understand the job that well. But, you know, if
once you
we
put
can
it
expand to other realities and, like, make the bridge, then they have a chance to advance farther and, you know, grow as a reality, and it usually stops the decay of it quite a bit.
The decay of it.
Like, I think this reality's decaying. I didn't think about that until now. I mean, it explains why they're so toxic and non-compatible with the other realities, like the one I'm from. And it also explained why everyone's gone.
I mean...
Don't worry, you'll be long, long dead before it decays. Actually, how long do humans live?
Like, about a century,
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. You're fine.
Not concerning at all, okay.
Your son will probably like explode and will be able to explode several more times through its entire lifespan before this reality ever decays. I just think the process has started. Sorry, that's a really concerning thing to say just out of nowhere.
I think it's funny.
I mean, yeah.
Well, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't
Okay.
don't worry about it. You're fine.
Yeah. I really wish that you guys had a better form of recording history. You know, I have absolutely no idea what any of the past behind humans is in the slightest. Like, there could have been billions upon billions of you. You guys may have had, like, I don't know, purple skin or something.
I mean, if you put a certain
You guys
dye
could have
on
been
it,
like,
obviously that'll.
you guys
they're-
could have
they're
been
not
like
biological.
200 feet tall, and then something happened. You always suddenly just exploded into a bunch of tiny beings,
For
and
all
then
we know, we
died.
are 200 feet tall, but we just got rid of that type of measurement.
I mean, you could be 200 inches tall, well over 200 centimeters.
Yeah, the inches is a bit.
Bit much, yeah.
Yeah. That is very tall. Wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow. That is.
You humans are very small.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they are.
It doesn't make a lot of sense why you guys wouldn't be bigger. Well, I guess energy efficiency.
Yeah, that's mostly part of it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when you have a bigger body, then you have to have a lot more food consumption because you're constantly burning a lot more calories in order to be able to function.
Suddenly
And
it doesn't work out anymore.
what did you say?
Then your whole concept of, being efficient would just kind of crumble
Yeah.
because suddenly you wouldn't be efficient anymore.
Yeah, no, efficiency's difficult to manage.
I guess that would also explain a lot of different things about, humanity.
Yeah, most of humanity and like how humans operate is like typically efficiency's the
I
one.
just realized. Do you guys have blood?
Oh, we do. We do.
Okay. I was guessing that you didn't. Mostly because just like it's really common and nothing about this reality really makes sense so far. Well, a few things, but most things no.
They're like almost
Wait, what color is it? What color is it?
red, but well, typically it's red, but
What
there's
do
a
you
certain
mean typically? Do some people have different colors of blood?
well, not people. It depends on the species of animal, really.
Okay, that makes
I'm
more
talking
sense.
I'm talking about like all kinds of like
Life on
animal
Earth.
organisms, not plant species, because plants. Well, if you think about it, plants have green blood, if you technically speaking, but they don't really like. There's a term like for plants where they're bleeding, and that's like if you damage like the stem, say, then it starts to like. Well, it looks like it's bleeding, but it's green. But no, most of us have red blood. And then I know there's a certain type of, which it's very fascinating if you think about it, because it's actually a form of mutation. The way that it actually works was, there's a certain kind of fish, like way down in the south, like to the point where it's like a snowy climate, and then this type of fish has clear blood. Like, it's not white blood, but it isn't red. It's just it looks like water. And it's fascinating to me because like it typically like you need like red blood in order to keep yourself warm. because it helps regulate heat. It circulates heat throughout your body. But that fish or species apparently didn't need the kind of thing, like, didn't need, like, the red blood cells like that.
Blood's
And
bright blue.
what?
My blood, it's bright blue.
Oh.
And I would tell you why, but I have absolutely no idea.
Does that mean technically you have yellow skin?
Oh yeah, bright yellow.
Right, yellow?
So if you found me dead, I would be yellow as a banana.
I hate how easy that is to picture.
Yeah.
I I mean, if
Or
you
like
there's
my horns, my claws, that kind of stuff, they would turn gray. They would stop being green.
what about your eyes?
They just go completely black. It's very ominous.
Oh, that is ominous. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Also,
it's
not everyone in my species has this many eyes. I have a lot because I need to, be able to see things a lot, and I need to explore a lot of different realities. So I have like almost 360 view. I can see
Almost.
right now.
that is not unnerving.
Yeah, it's just considered polite to look at people when they're talking, so that they're paying attention to the conversation or looking at other things.
That's true. Except I typically I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's impolite, but like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Huh?
Is it normal for humans to just always wear masks? Sorry if that's offensive or anything. Like, I haven't met anyone who doesn't wear one yet.
It's not.
What do you guys look like without the mask then? Sorry again if that's like rude to ask. Again, like,
Well,
it's not
you'll
very.
probably see someone without one at some point. And
Yeah.
really the difference is like facial structure and eye color and maybe some skin color and maybe like the size or the shape of certain features like noses and lips or
Lip?
huh?
Lips?
Lips, yeah. Or
What are those?
uh it's kind of like a hole in your mouth. Well, I mean, like your mouth is literally
Wait,
like
so
it's
okay.
the mouth is like literally a sound hole. That's kind of how it is. Because you have to like open your mouth in order to like put your food in your mouth or speak. That way, like you can actually get
Yeah.
the proper sound waves out. And no, the lips are just like what's surrounding the sound hole.
Okay, so you have like lips on the edge of your mouth?
More like
Like
the top
just
and the
all
bottom.
around?
It's defined as the top and the bottom. You'll figure it out once you see it. It's more
Some-
like the top and the
someday, I
bottom
guess.
lips. Some people have thin lips. Some people have like heavy lips. Some people have like a thin top lip and a heavy bottom lip, or like
That
just
is
different
very
variations.
weird to imagine.
Some people have wide mouths. I
mean,
don't understand why. It's more in genetics. Possibly more in the sense of evolution, really. Because some people developed darker skin so as to prevent, like,
Sunburn?
yeah, sunburning. Like, say that community has to work outside all the time. They say they're very agriculturally inclined, so they've developed
Alright.
darker skin so as to be able to handle the sun rays. Because if you think about it, the sun rays are actually like really harmful. But
Your sun is scary. I don't understand it. I don't understand a lot of things.
You sound like you kind of do, though.
I understand a lot of things, just like compared to different realities, but this one's so just weird and unique, but somehow it's working.
Yeah, no, I get that. If you think about it, that's just. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a low probability for this planet to even exist, anyways. If you think about it.
yeah.
Which, fun fact, humans actually have been around for like what, less than 1% of like how long this reality has existed. Humanity as a whole.
And
And
it's
now
already starting to decay.
Fun. Completely forgot
Yep.
about that.
I'm sorry to bring it back up.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I don't have a good memory, even compared to other humans. I just don't. I don't
just
know
kind
why.
of feel bad for just bringing up. It's like, hey, there's an impending doom, but at least you won't be there for it.
I mean, there's the upside to it, but at the same time, it's like, okay.
Like,
You know?
ah, yes. Death.
Yeah. Yes, death.
Oh, this is one of my favorite questions. What do you guys think about death? Like, what happens after death for you guys? Because death isn't it's a universal concept for everyone, but everyone has. I have never heard two stories that are the same for death. Never across like all of my time of traveling across hundreds of realities. No one has the same concept of it.
I mean, okay, question, really fast.
Yes.
Do you just have like a set like question list that you just ask people just whenever you go to?
I mean,
because if not,
kind
you
of.
should really start developing one.
I
that'd be
do
fun.
not have one, but I just do have just like a mental list, I guess, of questions that I always
yeah,
ask.
it's best to keep it mental because then it doesn't look like you just pull out a clipboard and just start
yeah,
interrogating someone. You just put them in a dark room and then you're just like, okay, what's your favorite color? I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I had one colleague who tried that, and then I had to go collect him because he got arrested. Eh.
Just get arrested. They just
Yeah.
walk into the interrogation room and
Okay, look, here's what he did, okay? He went through the portal to get to the new reality, and he went up to the nearest person and started just like asking them all these questions about what their reality was like because he was too lazy to figure it out on his own. And they thought he was doing hostile activity because he didn't look into it and he was using the wrong form of communication.
Speaking of communication, it's like
they communicate telepathically, and they could only communicate with their own species. Anything else outside of their species was a threat, and he was trying to communicate with it vocally, and wouldn't leave them alone. So I had to teleport to his reality, break him out, and he got fired. It was a very wild adventure, to be blunt.
That's fun.
But there was a lot to talk about around the office for the next while. It was just the talk of the office.
Just talk of the office. Just like somebody comes back and then they just got arrested.
Hey, did you hear about that?
Shit.
It's like, hey, remember that new guy? It's just like, yeah, what about him? It's like, yeah, he got fired. It's like, did he? Why? It's like, on his very first mission, he verbally harassed the first thing he thought. Guess what he had to do? It's like, what did he have to do? It's like, Ver had to go into his reality, travel through several different realities to find him, break him out of prison, and then teleport him back, and then close that reality.
You had to break him out. Okay.
We had to abandon an entire reality because some new guy thought it would be a good idea to let some random person do the work for him.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
This is why I don't know. I might have been fired. I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully not.
But why wouldn't you know?
Because I haven't been able to get back. This reality's toxic. It's not covered. I can't teleport back.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm stuck here. But
That's
you know,
fun.
yeah. And it sucks because the last thing I did in that reality was agree to do overtime.
I mean, you kind of are, though.
I am doing overtime.
You kind of are. You can make that argument.
Okay, the last thing. That's the thing. I don't know if they're just not allowed to come get me or they just decided I was a lost cause, which sucks because I was a very good employee for that company.
Oh.
But like, no one's come to get me yet, so now I've just kind of made a house, made some friends. But you know what? It's next year. It's not that bad.
Do they really care?
Probably not. I mean, they should. There's not a lot of us. Like, I mean, there's more than humans, but I don't know. Company standards. I don't know. I guess it's different in our reality.
Well, I mean, if you have some sort of companionship, then there should be, like, it's normal to just have, like, some sort of, like, loyalty.
Yeah, we don't have a very long lifespan, so I didn't really have any family that needed to come after me. And like this reality's not covered. They're not going to. Well, they're not really going to break a law to come find me.
I would.
They did for the new guy, but.
Good for the new. Wait, then why
Yeah.
not they for you?
Well, I decided to go find him and find the new guy. They were gonna leave him, but I decided not to. I almost got fired for that, but I was able to save that guy.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping that someone would do the same, but I guess the only guy who would have done that would be the new guy. He got fired, so.
You seem loyal compared to the others.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure people, would come and try and find me, but the odds are so low. You know the mountain that's right next to the castle?
Which one?
That's where, the blue one.
Yes.
That's the hill where I came out. Just like on top of the hill, just through all the trees and whatnot. Yeah, that's where I came through on the portal.
Oh, so you just literally walked into all this.
Yeah.
We are creating a forest as we speak.
Yep.
And I just processed that. That's funky.
It's healthy for your atmosphere, right?
It is. It actually is.
That's good.
I mean, sometimes
That's another
I'll
reason
just be
why
doing
that one
something
species
mindlessly
worships
while I'm...
trees.
What'd you say?
Like
What?
trees, the great protector of this planet, purges the shield around this planet of all impurities. It was kind of a cult, but like throughout the entire planet, so it was just normal.
It was kind of a cult through. That's how most religions go. Unless
That's
they're like...
surprisingly accurate, yeah.
Yeah, that's how most religions go.
Do you guys have religion? You seem to know about it, so it's a thing on Earth, right?
Yes, it is.
So what kind of religions do you guys have? Please don't tell me it's like the language thing. Is there like thousands of them?
I don't know about thousands of them per se, but like people can jokingly create their own if you think about it. Just jokingly, like people will people will jokingly create like a cult on something stupid. They will like say it's I don't know, I see a chicken here, and there might be some sort of inside joke with a chicken, and they just start something called the chicken cult. It's not an actual religion, there's no religious meetings or anything, it's just called the chicken cult. And there's just people
So
there. Basically people
it's
within the
called
friend
a
group.
religion, but it's not a religion. And they're not
Sometimes
doing.
that's how it goes, yeah.
Do they like have any religious practices? Like,
For those
do they
ones,
worship the
not
chicken?
really. Maybe for the joke, but...
Are there like bigger religions then?
Well, there's actual religions like that, yeah, but... Like... There's all kinds of one. I'm not really informed on most of them, if you think about it. But there's, like... There's Catholicism, and... Basically, okay, so there's a bunch that are derived under, like... Christianity. And basically, like, it's... Those types of religions are people that believe in basically someone called Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm preaching.
Okay. Like a god?
Well, some people believe that he is a god. Some people believe he's, like, God's child. Maybe demigod-ish. I don't know. Maybe they... I don't know. Some sort of... I guess you can call him a demigod, but, like... Basically, though, like, he's like a symbol of good for people in those religions. And basically, like, the story goes, like... I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's, like... I'm sorry. I heard someone go, yeah, there's the Sky Daddy religion. I don't know. I just heard someone just say that. I'm so sorry.
What?
I don't know what the thought behind that was, but anyway,
Okay.
but yeah, but anyway, so, well, I mean, that's in reference to the thought that, you know, like, that god, like, in that story is, like, lives in heaven, and heaven is typically, what's the word? Like, it's it's related to, it's, like, typically thought of, like, in the direction of, like, upward. I can't remember, like, oh, connotates to, like, the direction of, you know, up, because up is good, down bad.
Oh, alright.
Kind of ish. Like, well, I mean, like if something is going uphill for you, then yeah, something is going well for you. And if something is going downhill for you, then something is going badly. So I assume that that's why people connotate, like, the fact that the good person lives up, and then the bad person, which people call, like, Satan or Lucifer, the devil, whatever, goes down. And
I'll just skip the night if you sleep.
yeah, we'll just do that. Just shh.
Alright, awesome. That's okay. That's a new concept. I haven't heard that one before.
Religion?
No, not religion, just that specific one.
Oh,
So you guys kind of idealize the upward direction and say that God lives there?
kind of, yeah. There's a creeper looking at you.
I don't like these.
Yeah,
They're annoyingly common as well.
They really are. Actually, I can... While he's looking at
nice.
you, he doesn't focus on me.
Aha! He's dumb.
He is.
Ooh.
I gotta eat.
For the first time in forever. Wow.
Yeah, finally. Here, while he's looking at you, I can get him.
Okay, okay.
Come on. Got him.
That was scary.
Yeah, I could tell. He backed off.
It's better to back off than to get...
Then to go
don't know.
closer, yeah. I got gunpowder now.
The first time I saw it, what do you guys call them in this reality? Because I've heard so many different names.
For what?
The things that we just fought, that attacked us, the exploding ones.
Just, I like that actually. No, it's creepers.
Creepers.
Because they creep up on
The
you.
first time.
They're silent
Oh.
until they explode.
You named an entire species after a pun?
That's how a lot of things go, actually. You'd be surprised. It's either after a pun or after their names. Like, there are certain types of methods that people are like, oh, I want to be remembered for this, so I'm gonna name it after me. And then they name it after them, and people know about the method, but they have no idea who it's named after, because it's for sure a name.
Huh.
But do they know who that is? No. So it's not really effective.
Alright.
Their name lives, but
I guess
mean,
that makes
they
a
don't
fair
live.
amount of sense. Like, their name lives, not their memory, but, you know, it's an attempt.
Yeah, it's an attempt at some legacy. Typically, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I already asked this, but what do you guys think about death? Like, what happens? Do you guys have like the idea of afterlife? Do you believe that anything happens after it?
That kind of has to do with like
Do you guys have like
develop their
one big
own
belief, or do you guys have like different beliefs for each person?
well, it depends. I mean, like, different people, like, have different concepts of the same thing, if you think about it. So, naturally,
Yeah.
everyone has their own unique concept of, like, how things actually are. Like, they have their own unique visualization, but they might have the same concept in mind depending on what they believe. Somebody can, have the same beliefs of death, like, say they're in the same religion. So, like, Christianity, the one that I was talking about earlier, there's, like, typically...
Like, so they're like go to heaven or hell?
Yeah. So, like,
Okay.
basically, heaven is only described as, like a good place, like a good and peaceful place to go to after you die, while hell is a place of constant torment. So, well, at least in that religion, that's how the afterlife goes. Some people think that the afterlife, you just become a spirit and you just roam the earth as a spirit, just until, I suppose, the reality itself decays. Oh, thank you. Or... some people may believe that, like, you can become a god, or you can... There's all sorts of things that people believe.
Alright, that makes sense. Are there some people who just believe that they go to hell? Or does everyone just believe they go to heaven and they do?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
I mean, if they're part of that religion, you know, then... and most people believe they're a good person, they'll believe they go to heaven. Does that mean that if someone believes in heaven or hell, and then they think they're a bad person, do they just believe they'll go to hell?
They might believe it, but that... If considering that, you know, their religion is, like, correct,
yeah.
for all they know, that they could just, like, be very doubtful of, like, you know, how they actually are, and they could be... For all they know, they could be a fantastic person, but even the fantastic people can still think that they're bad. Or even the worst people can still think that they're good. So assuming that it's, you know, a correct theory, that's basically what religions are, just theories of what's gonna happen after you die. But, based on that theory, if that theory is correct, then it's basically their actions that define, or determine, thank you, like, what'll happen to them. So, if somebody, like, is really kind to another person... then, based on what they believe, they keep doing those kind of acts and just keep spreading good around the world, they'll be entitled to the good place. But if they, say, kill people, rob from poor people, or just rob from people in general,
Yeah.
Then, yeah, they'll be entitled to the bad place. I don't quite understand what happens to the people that are, like, neither good nor bad.
How do you, like... do you guys have a way to measure, like, how good or bad you are?
What do you mean
I did go to
measure?
one
I don't
place.
know what you mean.
They had a sort of rating system for themselves, okay? So...
oh, that is scary.
They actually evolved to be like that. They were completely based around society.
Uh-huh.
It was a nightmare.
That does sound like a nightmare.
Basically, how well you were rated in a way, based off of how efficient and useful you were in a society, or how, how much you helped. And the higher rating you had, um, the better off you were. Not like you wouldn't get an advantage or any sort of bonus. Everyone was completely equal. But if you were considered to not be a good enough member of the society, your body would completely shut down and you would die. So that means, like, if you didn't have an effective job, or like your job wasn't appreciated, then you would be at risk, because then people wouldn't rate you to be high enough. And if you weren't high enough, then your body would shut down and you
Your
die.
life depends on
it
other
was
people's
awful.
opinions.
Yeah, but then
That
the theory in that was that only the best people in that sort of society would survive, and only good people would be brought forth into the next generation. And any, like, quote unquote mutations of, like, not good people, they would be rated out of society and they would die.
do
So it
you have
works in theory, but it was horrifying.
do you have
I did
any idea how abused like how that system can be abused?
I did. I could easily see that, but they didn't. And it wasn't
Serious.
okay, it wasn't a system that was, like, enforced in any sort of way. They evolved to be like that.
Oh, that is scary.
They had a mental connection, and when someone disliked you, you could feel it. That's at least how it was explained to me by the people I had conversations with.
I would have.
And see, everyone acted happy about it. But, since they're all connected mentally, you could feel just, like, the dread and the fear. It was
That's
technically
like a
it met all
dystopian
the
society right there. Hi.
yeah, it met all of the qualifications to be tourism, but I still marked it down as unsafe.
I mean, yeah, I think that was a good call.
Yeah,
That was a really good call. Good on you. Good on you.
I was lucky. No one went to review it or anything.
Oh, thank
Usually,
goodness.
I was the one that went to review it. See, here's what happens. One person will go in. They're called the first squad. The first squad will go in, and they will see, like, the most basic, just important things about that reality. Okay, just like
Yes.
if it's survivable, if it's toxic, if, like, it's actively decaying, or, like, it's dangerous, and they will mark it down, safe for review. And then squad two, that was me, they would go in and they would interact more with, like, the society, and they would use the information that they got from squad one, and they would, get into the details of it and see if it was actually safe. Like, if society was accepting enough, and, like, they could interact and there wouldn't be an active danger to the tourists.
That
Um,
that sounds like a pretty reliable system.
yeah, but the problem is, being squad 2, actually, being both of the squads was really risky, because squad 1, they had no idea what they're getting into. They could go into some reality where it's just 100% toxic. They could go in and just immediately just cease to exist because the reality's not compatible.
Okay, yeah, about
It only
that,
happened
please
a
don't
few
go into
times.
any other planets, because other planets in this reality is just,
I I would love to explore them, but I don't have any way to.
Yeah, don't. There's like, I forget which one it is, but there's a planet where literally the winds are so fast, and, like, the air, like, there's, like, gas planets, and then, like, planets that we can, like, actually walk on and stuff because of the material that it's made of. Basically, so the planets are typically, like, drawn out, like, in correlation to how close it is to the sun. So we have, like, I forget the first ones, but I know the ones that are further out. But basically, we have, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, scary. Bonk.
Yeah, fun fact, I will just randomly switch to other languages whenever I just face something unexpected. So don't worry about that. But
Another thing. You guys have the dead, like the reanimated dead, just wandering around during the nighttime, and that's normal?
Yeah, I know it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be.
I know.
In no situation. There
I
should never be a
know.
situation where that's okay.
I know.
I've only seen that in, I think, 3 other realities. All of them were awful in every way.
I don't know how
One
they
of them,
do it. It's
okay,
just, it's
one
like,
of them was okay because everyone was really, really nice because they understood how much their world sucked. But
we have floating fire. Oh.
it,
That was,
I didn't want it to burn anyone.
I like the fire.
Sorry.
It's fine. It was probably for the best. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, technically
Where are
we're
you
just living in a
going?
constant zombie apocalypse. I'm just painting.
Hello.
There's a pig. It's
Cool.
a meat source. Basically all it's used for.
It looks soft.
It actually does.
Oh, he seems polite.
Polite pigs, you gotta love them.
Mhm.
They follow you if you carry potatoes and carrots. They're like different types of
Oh,
roots.
I have potatoes. I have those at my house.
Oh, you do? I forgot.
Do they like potatoes? But they like that as a gift.
Yeah. They like to eat it. That's their favorite kind of food.
Cool. I will keep that in mind. I could make some pig friends.
You could, if you could talk to them. Oh,
maybe
that I just realized how bad of an idea that could be. Actually, if they're feral, that is. If they're feral, then don't. But if they're fine, like that pig, he's polite. He's very polite. But if they're feral, it's best to not go near them.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, no, I don't even think that running fast enough would be good. Those
You want to
guys are
hear
really
about
fast.
a reality I went to where trees were carnivores?
I mean, technically they kind of are, if you think about it.
No, not. Your trees are fine. Your trees are just fine and dandy.
Well, I'm just saying they just straight up absorb the nutrients from corpses whenever they're buried nearby, but it's fine.
Okay, but that's only if the corpses have been pre-digested, usually by, like, the fungi.
Yeah.
I learned about that. But these trees, what they would do, they could smell blood, okay? They could smell the blood in beings, and they would pretty much...
beings?
Yes, they could, like, smell you from a distance away, okay?
Oh gosh.
And what would happen is if you got close to them, then they had an entire net of ropes, like the roots under them, just a little bit under the grass. And when you made contact with the trunk, it would smell the blood, it would feel the weight of you walking on the net, and then if you made contact with it, then it would get confirmation that you're in the middle. And then all of the roots would curl up and it would crush you into the trunk of the tree, and then it would absorb the nutrients directly.
Okay, I want to stop chopping trees now.
Yeah, luckily these ones are fine. It was very nerve-wracking to first make contact with them because it's like, what if these ones eat people? But these ones are fine and nice.
Yeah, these ones are fine. Yeah, I noticed you were a bit hesitant. You were like,
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be concerning.
I think that's why we occasionally go on like travel in pairs or sometimes trios.
Yeah.
It also matters of like how the reality was marked down. Like if it was marked down like needs further what was the word?
Like exploring.
Further investigation required. That's the word.
Investigation.
Yeah.
I kind of knew what you were going for, but I didn't know the word.
Yeah.
That
So
is also very
basically,
valid.
they rate it on a level of how safe it is, and the less safe it is, the less likely it's going to go for. But if it's marked down as like a valuable sort of reality, like it has a lot of resource that we could maybe profit from and like sell off to someone, then
Sell off.
then we then we explore it, you know? That was one of those realities. I had a really high level of like carbon, which can be sold for actually quite a lot in other realities.
Carbon.
So we were planning, this is like, all right, so it has just a lot of carbon. So we can use that carbon reality and we can sell it to the carbon company and then we can get more funding. It'll be great.
Carbon go.
And so we went there and that was the first time I've seen someone get dissolved.
Oh, that is fun.
Only the first time.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a rough job, but you know
I can tell.
it's rewarding.
Rewarding how?
Well, now I get to have conversations with people like you.
Oh, if you're really social.
Yeah, I am. That's what makes me good for Squad 2.
Wait, that's what?
That's what makes me good for being Squad 2.
Oh, Squad 2.
The people who, yeah, the second people who check out the reality.
Yeah.
See, what I think, here's what happened with this reality, or at least what I'm guessing.
Okay, go for it.
It was marked down, I think it was a level 4 or something. So perfectly safe, like no threats in sight. That's a level 1. Level 2 is a little more dangerous. Level 3, kind of iffy. Level 4 is it's safe, but
Preferably
it
don't go there.
requires some deep investigation. Like there's something weird about it. It goes all the way up to level 15. Level 15 is just close off the
Don't.
reality, or just see if you can find some way to destroy it, because some realities shouldn't exist. Let's just leave it at that, okay?
No,
There are
I'm
some
thinking that's completely valid. There are some that just don't need to. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's better for things they just shouldn't have been created.
There's
Like
whole
no
other,
matter what reality you're from, it's an absolute nightmare.
there's whole other dimension. Oh, that's a bird.
See, I've only even heard of one level 15 reality, and basically what it did, it was incompatible. It was made completely out of negative energy. Uh, thanks.
Yeah.
It was made completely out of negative energy. So anything that was pretty much made of matter, would instantly get devoured.
Oh,
And the only way the level 15 was recorded, was that it sensed that it sensed the amount of dark matter and just how it was being instantly destroyed, and it barely got the signal back. We only received the signal for a single nanosecond,
Oh,
but
that is
technology doesn't glitch like that for us. So we just immediately just close off that reality permanently.
Did you destroy it?
It was already destroyed.
Oh, that's fair.
Like the only way to be able to get rid of it would be to make it come in contact with a new reality that didn't have any dark matter in it. And then they would just negate each other and then just cease to exist.
Yeah. That's fair.
And we didn't want to, sacrifice an entire reality just to get rid of one that we could close off contact to, so.
It's like, okay. Completely different subject. There are like different, like, kind of weird. There's like different ways that humans can function. Like, although we're in, the same species and whatnot, there's still. Humans tend to be wired differently sometimes. It's kind of kind of interesting. Thought it'd be important to know, because, you know,
Yeah.
not all humans act the same. They all have their own personalities because they're. Well, I mean, I assume that this is typically how, like, all, or if not most, organisms, like, you know, process things and process the environment around them, but it's called top-down processing, and basically it's a theory or a statement in which that people, typically people, like it's referring to like humans, like process like certain events based on what they've already experienced. That's typically how it works.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, if you think about it, then I mean, like everybody has like their own like sense of reality within their own reality.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not many people have been really able to explain like how they think, so it's a fresh new start in things.
What?
How does relationships work within your species?
Typically loyalty has to do with the most part of it.
Yeah, because I've heard the wildest things. Well, you know, I've heard a lot of the wildest things. Um, like there was this one species. They would judge. They would judge who would be a proper mate specifically based on how long their neck was. Like nothing else. They could be dying, week old, the worst person you ever had, like ever had the displeasure to experience, but they had a really long neck, so they were, you know, so they want to be a mate with them.
Oh, they had a
It was a
fun with
really unsettling
giraffes.
reality. Not very many people liked me there. I don't have a very long neck. But like in my species, for example, we judge each other based purely off of personality and talent because our appearance constantly changes. Because you know, they could be like very strong, powerful, built for combat one day, and then like 2 days later, they could be very small, fast, and just very cute and squishy. So you really can't judge people based off of their appearance in any way.
Yeah, no. I mean, like the thing is, like there are certain. Some people do, like typically in terms of appear, and I hate this idea with like I hate this idea personally, but like some people will look one way and it will just make them feel uncomfortable and they would not want to interact with that person because they look a certain way. And I hate it. I hate that like people tend to like judge people based off of how they
Why
look.
would they do that? I mean, like I understand that you guys always have like one dependable appearance, but
What do you mean
very
one
rarely
dependable?
changes. But why would people judge each other based off of it?
It's stereotypes, basically. Well, I mean, I would assume that stereotypes is like that's like one of the more major cases of them. Stereotypes, because like people, stereotypes is just like a collective like opinion on certain types of people, and I hate them because typically they they actually I shouldn't
Inaccurate?
even say typically, like they're always like inaccurate because so like everyone's just like their own person. Like there's like stereotypes that what's a stereotype that
Yeah.
that people with blonde or yellow hair is like they're dumb. That's a stereotype, and I hate it because there are some that are like absolute geniuses I've met,
Yeah.
and they still have the stereotype against them that they have no idea what they're talking about, and so it's basically another way to silence them.
Hmm.
And I mean,
Is there any like reason that people do that?
do what?
I mean, stereotype people?
Sometimes it's just because they were taught that stereotype as a child, and they, like, whenever you're a child, typically you don't have many thoughts for yourself. You're just kind of there, and you just, like, consume whatever's
Fashionable.
around you. Yeah, you're pretty irrational, you're pretty naive, and you just assume, like, that whatever people that you respect tell you is gospel, is just true.
Yeah.
So, say a parent tells you that, what's a good example? Say, how about a small example? Say that a parent tells you that a word is spelled differently than the dictionary actually tells you it is. The child
Alright.
will grow up all their life spelling that word that way until they're taught otherwise. And
Who usually teaches that kind of stuff? Like,
sometimes it's just a stereotype that's just kind of out there, no known direct source. And sometimes people will just use, like, stereotypes against people that they just don't like, just to, I suppose, like, dominance, power, confidence over
well, that's
somebody.
weird
It
and kind of
really
awful.
is. It is awful. Some people they're just bad. And I, frankly, hate it.
Well, it's at least good that you're able to recognize that it's a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
guess
if
if
people
it's
literally can't recognize it, and I mean, it's frustrating, but I don't know if it's, like, it's frustrating, but I don't know if it's, like, oh, it's a really huge dilemma, but, like, although it's frustrating that they don't understand it, but, like, even, like, if you try to tell them and they still, like, it's not that they refuse to understand it, they just literally can't understand it, then it's difficult to get frustrated at them because it's out of their power. But
yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
So,
like,
like, what kind of people actually? What's your education like? Like, who do you learn from?
oh, I teach myself most of things, actually. I
It's
like to
like,
learn based off of experiences. I feel like that's the most reliable way to learn. Or learn from other people's mistakes, because that's another reliable way to learn. If somebody makes a certain mistake, and then typically, like, whenever you make the same mistake, you typically face the same or similar consequences, then you just don't do that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why history should be better, like, more reliable, because then
yeah,
you'll be able to recognize that, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea, because, something kind of bad happened to this person because they did it, and then people will go, oh, that's a good point, we shouldn't
yeah.
do that, and then they just completely avoid those kinds of things. But, like,
It'd be nice. It'd also be nice to just remember what happened in the past.
yeah, coming from a person with a horrible memory, yeah, that's very true.
What do you guys do for like jobs then? Because is that not a thing in this reality? Because so far, no one's really had a job. Actually, there's not really enough people for it to really be considered like a functioning society.
Not at the moment. They're pretty separated, but no, there are different types of jobs. For Typically it's for monetary compensation. Sometimes people will work for, like, a stable, like, source of food per se, or, like,
Wait,
something
wait,
like
wait.
that. Huh?
Hold on. People work for food?
Sometimes I'm just listing off different cases that I've seen happen. That's not a very common one, but, like, some people will do
Okay.
that. It's
But
not
do
very
people?
common.
Okay, wait. Just to clarify, do
Mm-hmm.
people in this reality do they need to get a job in order to get basic things like food?
In some structures, yes. In other structures, no. It really depends on how the government works.
That okay, just the fact that that even exists, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it's really good, and ideally it's only
Okay, so
it's only good in the
there's
sense of if it's a starting out country and they're people don't want to work at all, then yeah, it makes sense to incentivize work that so as to be able to make things stable. But if things are already stable and they're already going well, then it's
yeah,
yeah,
like
I
you were able
only
to explain to me like what a monarchy is. So do you know what a government is, right?
mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, so does the government provide, or does it just rule?
I believe that it should be in my opinion, if somebody were to I'm not really I'm not really big on having somebody have some authority over me. I am not big on that at all. But like if there be a government, I believe it should be a balance between the two, because a government is a head of power, and that power should be used to help the people. And if the helping the people means providing, which typically it should, then yeah, they should provide. But some governments
Okay,
don't do that, and it kind of sucks.
because okay, so from what I've heard, there are supposed to be a lot more humans. So I'm writing kind of off the idea of a lot of people, high population.
Yes.
Um, so there's a government that does rule over them and is supposed to provide things for them. Um, what kind of things does the government provide then? Because there's basic things that people need. Like they need to be able to have housing, they need to be able to have food, they need to be able to have water, they need to be able to, have a job, they need to be able to learn things. They need to be able to just have the resources that they need to be a productive, member of society and not to be neglected. So does your government also provide those sort of things? Just the basic needs?
I am again, I'm not really big on it, so I don't really pay attention to much of it. I really should. But
That's fair.
yeah.
Yeah, we are taught a lot of basic things about our reality. Just the necessary things we need to know. Like, for example, I don't really know how our species operates and works anatomy wise, but I know how to get a new job if I need, and I know how to provide or do my job. And
I would hope
yeah,
you
I
know how to
basically
do
just
your
know how to
job. That's
work.
how you keep it. That's how you
Yeah,
keep your reputation and whatnot. You gotta have a good reputation in order to get a stable job.
yeah.
Typically how it works. Typically how it works.
See, how we get jobs. Um, Basically, just very early on in life, we spend quite a long while just learning what our passion is, what we really are interested in, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, for example, the passion that I learned quite early on was exploring and adventure.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and so that they were able to get a job for me that I truly enjoyed, so that I'd be more efficient at it and I'd be better in the industry that I worked in. Because then I'd one be more beneficial to society because I was doing something I was good at and I enjoyed. And another thing, it'd be just better for me. I'd be a lot healthier, happier, and healthy, happy citizens. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah. It's not what everyone gets though.
See, but everyone does get it in our society. That's why they always question why all these jobs and higher powers, especially in realities like this, why they're so bad when there's such an obvious solution.
Oh, totally. Question authority. I'm good on that, but if you're
Yeah,
trying to do something though, that's what the point that I was making earlier, just if you're trying to do something, questions can sometimes get in the way.
yeah,
Sometimes there are cases where asking questions is definitely a good thing, because obviously with authority people can go a little haywire on that.
yeah.
I kind of hate it, but you know, but I mean sometimes
Yeah,
it's nice. to have power.
Power can be nice if it's used right, but if not, then bad stuff happens.
Yeah, but I mean, it's nice so as to like. I mean, then like everything's like, you know, in your control. If there's a problem, you can solve it yourself, and you don't have to depend on anybody else to do it for you. You
Yeah,
can just
I
do it
wish
on
I
your
was in
own.
that kind of situation, to be honest. Just, it's so upsetting. I just, I was doing my job. I was doing a great job. It's not worth getting angry about.
You can definitely get angry about it. I'm fine with that.
Well, I can get angry about it, but it's not going to change anything. All I can do is
Honestly,
just
that's
wait for
fair.
someone to find me, because the company sure isn't gonna do it. They have the technology to recall me. They know how. They're just not doing it. They're leaving me for dead. Look, in this mask, it has a lot of technology in it. It's not just for filtering the air, keeping toxicity out.
The That'd be good. Yay. I'm sorry. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
That was disappointing.
I know, it was. I was like, dang it, it was such a good topic, too.
Yeah.
I'm
When
out
did it
here,
crash?
like,
Where
questioning,
did
like,
it leave
whether you
off?
should freaking even, like, rely on them anymore, because that is, like, a heavily unreliable freaking...
The government is sabotaging us for talking about anarchy.
They're just like, no! It's my power!
Freedom of speech? No, that's a hoax.
Freedom of speech? No. Who needs freedom of speech when you can just have silence?
Internet's being sabotaged by the sharks.
Oh, it was so good! It was so good until it wasn't. And then
Okay,
it was sad.
where did we leave off? What was the last thing that happened before OPS committed Note You?
I can't remember.
I'm just gonna go back
It
to
was
going how the
basically
mask
like the technologies on the mask, and then it was like humidity
Yeah.
and all the
Yeah.
good goods.
So this mask,
Beep, beep.
it has all these scanners and technology in it. Like, it can tell how toxic a reality is and like how compatible it is. But the main thing is, it has a beacon in it. So no matter where I am or what reality I'm in, the company can tell exactly who I am and where I am and what condition I'm in. But so that means they could just have someone open up a portal and recall me and just to pull me back, but they're not. They're literally just pretending I don't exist anymore and leaving me for dead because it would take an extra 5 minutes to get me out of here.
Oh my Hannah. See, this is what like we were talking about earlier in terms of like what was it? Relationships. See, that is not a good like worker company relationship. That is
Yeah.
it's a horrible one. Because I
Yeah.
mean, first off, they don't offer any like some sort. It's a very risky field to go into, which good on you for risking it. But
Yeah, but it's a risky field, but it really helps our realities and also gives a lot of opportunities to other realities because then they can connect with each other. Their society can grow, they can get new technology, they can learn what they're doing wrong, and everyone's reality can be safe and happy. But then they do stuff like this.
But the thing is
The
though, like
companies,
it's for a good
I'm
cause, but you have to be. You
I'm
can't just.
doing good things, but I'm working for bad people, so I'm putting myself at risk so that society and realities can grow and people can meet and all these wonderful things can happen. And the company's just doing it for, power. They're doing it because that's what they do as a company. They don't really care about like what they're actually working for. They just care about like, growing their own company.
Money.
Money, if you will. We don't really have the same concept of like,
Currency.
like yeah, we don't have the same kind of object that represents value. That's very odd.
Hey, I know. But
But
it works for me.
they do have like the literal power now. They do have the technology, they have support from hundreds of other realities. They have like a lot of resource companies just wrapped around their fingers. But
Oh,
like
jeez.
the thing is, I'm trying to do these fantastic things like, you know, it's just
Ay.
aggravating.
Yeah, I mean, like, at that point, I don't think you should even, like... You gotta be selfish sometimes, dude.
See,
You can't just...
that's why. See, the only reason I stayed in that job for so long is I was a good worker. I was doing something I enjoyed, and I was helping people while I was doing it. I saved, I think about 7 people in total that were in my kind of situation. It's like this situation specifically. I got 7 people out of this kind of situation, and I knew the company. I knew what they were doing, and I just knew. It's like, hey, I have friends in the company. I have friends, coworkers. If I get in this kind of situation where I screw up and I go to the wrong reality, I'll have people get me out. And no one did. That's the disappointing part.
Hmm.
That's alright. I didn't mean to jump like my issues onto you or
No,
anything.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I get you. I get that.
Just there was like 6 other people, maybe just 5 by now. That company that could have gone to get me. Even like if the company wasn't allowing it, they still had the technology to do it. The company wouldn't be able to stop them in time. Take them like an hour to be able to relocate the person if they went rogue. It wouldn't
Yeah.
even be going rogue. It would be retrieving a lost employee.
Going rogue.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I'm not dead, the company isn't suffering any consequences. They can tell I'm not dead. They can properly record that I'm still alive because of this mask. Therefore, they're not suffering any consequences from it because technically I'm still just working overtime, just doing my job. But if I take off the mask so they can't tell if I'm alive or not anymore, I will die from the toxicity in this reality.
So what happened? What would happen if we just, like, figured out a different way to filter out the toxicity?
Well, then they wouldn't be able to track me anymore, and I would be able to, have a chance. But I don't think this reality has that sort of technology yet.
Try to figure it out. I don't know.
I mean, it's not just filtering out like pollution or anything. It's filtering
Well,
out the matter in this reality that's incompatible with my matter.
Okay, now that you say that, that's
From
just
what I can
very
tell,
complicated.
yeah, from what I can tell, this reality can't even come close to that kind of technology yet. They're still building castles, for heaven's sake.
People build castles because height typically means power. Look at my house. It's tall. But the castle,
It's a very nice house.
it's taller. I know. It's nice. That's what I just like tall because I like room.
Hello.
To be fair, I need the room. Hello? Hello to what?
He's very soft.
The pig?
No, he's fluffy.
Oh, a
See?
sheep.
Sheep.
Yeah, it's a sheep.
Oh.
See these guys like wheat.
Oh, like the seeds you gave me earlier?
Yeah. So the seeds that I gave you will just
Oh, so I can grow them, and then the sheep will like me.
Yeah. Then you can feed it to the sheep and then the sheep it'll be happy. It'll be nice and healthy too because you just gave it food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now like I forget what horses like. Do horses eat apples?
I think so. Oh, I have an apple.
Could test it. I forget what horses like.
Hello? He ate it.
He ate it.
Do horses not scare you?
What?
Like, this thing could easily kill both of us if it wanted to.
Oh no,
Hello?
it could. But here's the thing: you don't have to have relationships only through other humans. So you can have like a mutual bond between a horse and yourself. So you can't communicate,
I
but
don't
you
know if
can
I want
still...
to have a relationship with it. It has bones for feet, and it's a lot faster, a lot stronger, and it could very easily kill me if it wanted to.
Well, no, it's more of like a relationship in which like it can help you, and you help it in return.
You aren't worried about it?
I mean, when you put it that way, a little bit, but like...
Like, if this thing wanted, it could be the apex predator. Easily. Like, endurance, you guys would have no chance compared to it. And there's more of them, too.
I mean, there's a bunch of different weapons that we can use that'll just...
That's true, but there's a lot of them. They're strong. They have higher endurance. Look, the advantage I have speed. Just like in this immediate situation, I have speed and I have dexterity, and you have endurance, and it's
I mean,
far better endurance, and it's much faster than me. You do have that. That is true, and I have this, but still, it could just crush us.
I mean, I'm just saying, like...
That see, it has those, but less sharp, and 4 of them on its feet. It could just run on us and we die.
Yeah. I mean, I can bounce though. I am a bouncy.
How can it? Did you see how it's built? It can easily jump. Not as much as well, maybe as much as us. You guys have no idea how terrifying your reality is.
No, I'm beginning to get an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you're interesting to talk to. That's for sure.
Thank you. So are you?
That's a compliment, I promise.
I don't see why it wouldn't be one.
Some people will be like use those kinds of phrases condescendingly. They'll be like, "You're
People use interesting as an insult.
Yeah.
What?
It's like an underhanded compliment. Some people will go like, "Oh, you're pretty for this type of people," and then it's like, "Why did you have to say that?" So like if somebody were to say that kind of thing for me, so like it'd be like, what would it be?
Apples. Apples.
What about apples?
I don't know. That's the whole point. It doesn't make any sense, but you say it and suddenly it means something completely different.
I mean,
you like apples. That's wonderful.
Yeah, like if liking apples wasn't normal, then it'd just be like, "Oh, you like apples." And then it's like, "Sir, I just want to like apples in peace." Like, I just want to do my thing, and then for some reason people don't like it, and then it's just like, "Oh, the right." And it's just, I don't know. I don't get people sometimes, but like, some people will use certain phrases and whatnot condescendingly. So like, if somebody were to talk to me, they'd be like, "Oh, you're pretty for someone wearing a mask." And I'm just like,
And then suddenly just adding on the extra part just suddenly makes it wrong.
Yes, like, you can just say, "Oh, you're pretty," and then it's like, "Thanks. That's nice."
Like,
but if it's just like,
you're pretty despite this about you.
Yeah, you're pretty despite this thing that I don't really like about you, and then it's like,
Because then it's simultaneously, hey, I'm complimenting you, but I'm also pointing out something I dislike about you that I find unattractive.
Exactly. Or like,
so
somebody
it's not even a compliment because they're making it sound like,
Yeah. That's typically how condescending comments work. That's how they normally come in the form in. But sometimes they just come in the form in, "Oh, you're interesting." Like, they use like a certain sort of vocabulary to make it sound nice. They're just sugarcoating it so that way it's not outright and they have an excuse.
So
that way they
you're
can
telling
just
me that there's
salvage the
another
situation.
There's another version of this language where it's just specifically the opposite of what they're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Sarcasm. Typically, it has to do with the intonation of how things are. Sometimes it's very obvious given the situation. So, like, if somebody's
Alright.
saying something, like, completely satirically, then it's just, like... It's not meant as an insult, more as, like, a tease, like a light... like a joking kind of teasing. Not like a teasing as in, you're, like, the other person's feelings are actually hurt. But, like... I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know any, like, examples off the top of my head.
yeah, that's fair. I should probably head back soon. I don't know if the horses left or something, and I don't want to see them loose.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I'm gonna head back to my house. But it was wonderful meeting you, Claire.
It was wonderful talking to you, Ver. Pleasure
All
was
right,
mine.
all right.
All right.
I will see you some other time. Hopefully, we'll meet again soon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right, goodbye.
All right. Bye. Thanks for helping out. Uh. That was interesting in a good way. I just got off the topic of condescending stuff, but don't want to make it sound condescending, otherwise, that'd be interesting. But no, I keep saying interesting, I'm noticing. Halloween makes you notice a lot of things, don't they? I don't know. I'll just have to see how things go with them. Can they... I mean... Clearly they don't... They don't know what's going on, but they have a general idea of what's going on here. I mean, they know more about it than I do in terms of, like, you know, the entire reality of it, but, like, in terms of specifics, they have no idea what's going on. Huh. Well, that was interesting. How y'all holding up? Chat, if y'all are still there. How y'all holding up? Hey, why am I breaking this? I have no idea. Anyway. I gotta write down what I've talked about, and I can remember. I was talking about documentation earlier, might as well, I mean, start sooner than later, that way, like, more of it's remembered. And then I don't forget what kind of person they actually are. Because, I mean, once you get accustomed to how things are supposed to be, then you can change yourself, and I want to remember how they actually are. Hopefully they don't change. They seem nice. They're well-intentioned, which is very, very nice.